This is the TP-Link Archer BE3600, and TP-Link says it's putting Wi-Fi 7 in reach for under $100. After a week of real-world testing, though, I discovered there's a lot they don't shout about in the ads. So, is it a sneaky bargain or more fluff than substance? Stick around, I'll tell you whether this budget Wi-Fi 7 router is actually worth your hard-earned cash. TP-Link Archer BE3600 Product Overview. Okay, what are we looking at? The Archer BE3600 is TP-Link's dual-band Wi-Fi 7 router, launched around late 2024, and it's one of the cheapest Wi-Fi 7 routers you can get in the US, often priced under $100. What makes it stand out is bringing in the next-gen Wi-Fi standard for budget-minded folks. But, and this is key, it skips the 6 GHz band, unlike most full Wi-Fi 7 routers out there, so keep that in mind. TP-Link Archer BE3600 Performance. Specs are fine, but how does it actually perform day to day? Well, Tom's Hardware found that at 6 feet, this thing served up some seriously strong numbers. Think 214 megabits per second on 2.4 gigahertz and over 1.1 gigabits on 5 gigahertz, even under traffic. That's comparable to pricier models. But push it to 25 feet and performance crashes. 5 gigahertz drops below 400 megabits per second and 2.4 gigahertz tanks to about 50 megabits per second. Ratings echoed this: fast speeds close by, but slow when you're farther away. In real life, that means if you're working in the same room or right next to it, it feels snappy. But put it in your living room and try to game or stream from a back bedroom, expect lag. Still, in a small apartment or dorm, it holds its own. Features and tech. So what's cool under the hood? First, multi-link operation, or MLO, that lets your Wi-Fi 7 device hop across the 2.4 and 5 GHz bands simultaneously for more stable connections. It doesn't always speed things up significantly, but it gives a smoother experience if one band gets crowded. Then you get two 2.5 gigabit ports, one WAN, one LAN. That's rare in a sub-$100 router, and lets you bypass the usual 1 gigabit bottleneck if you have faster internet or want high-speed wired connectivity. Plus, it supports EasyMesh, so you can add compatible TP-Link or other EasyMesh gear later to build a mesh network for better range. Handy if you start feeling the dead zone pinch. Those are the standout bits. The rest is pretty standard TP-Link fare. Beamforming enhanced external antennas, basic security via Home Shield, and USB 3 for sharing files. It's not premium, but practical. And it runs silently. Dong notes it stays cool even under load. Pros. Seriously low price for Wi-Fi 7 performance under $100. Decent real-world speeds when you're close by. 2.5 gigabit ports that break the gig ceiling for wired devices. EasyMesh support lets you expand coverage later. And cons. No 6 GHz band, so no full Wi-Fi 7 speeds. Noticeable drop-off in range, especially beyond a room or two. Final verdict. Here's the deal. If you live in a small space or just need decent, affordable Wi-Fi 7 performance for one-room setups, the Archer BE3600 can be a smart pick. It gives you next-gen tech, decent close-range speeds, and multi-gig wired ports, all for under $100. That's hard to beat. But if you've got a larger house, thick walls, or you want the fastest possible speeds, look for a full-spec tri-band Wi-Fi 7 router or even a budget Wi-Fi 6E mesh setup that includes the 6 GHz band and better distance handling.